Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to What You Want. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Yacht-Master reference 268655 in rose gold. You can see this 37mm mid-sized Rolex Yacht-Master on our website, whatyouwant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoyed these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, What You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of this video at any time to see our full listing for this watch, with accessories included, additional high-resolution images, and of course complete pricing. Now this is the 2014 novelty, the combination of the Rolex Yacht-Master, the Oysterflex bracelet, and the Cerachrom bezel. You noticed I said bracelet because that is how Rolex describes the Oysterflex, natural rubber over a titanium nickel alloy. It actually has continuous metallic fibers throughout it. I suppose a metallic band would be a better term than fiber, but it does function as a bracelet in addition to having the easy wearing, soft feel against the skin that you get from rubber. Phenomenally versatile. It's actually linked to the 37mm version of the watch, which, if I had to describe it, I would say wears like a time warp hybrid of a 1950s Rolex Submariner and the full-size 40mm Rolex Yacht-Master Cerachrom. Now, the watch wears easy on the wrist. 37mm is a perfect size because it does have that traditional Rolex profile that harks back to earlier sports watches from the 50s and 60s. Now, from lug to lug, it is quite compact, 44mm between extremities, and in terms of actual thickness, it's wonderfully slim, 10.5mm. So this watch, which definitely has an upscale aura about it, will wear very well with formal attire and tight dress sleeves or cuffs. It's an easy watch to wear on the wrist. Now, you do not cut the bracelet. There are 6 different sizes of Oysterflex, and you can see this high-grade, entirely milled out rose gold clasp makes for security on the wrist as well as comfort. Now, Rolex is pretty smart about how they design things, and that extends to details like the underside of their bracelets, or their bracelet straps, as we should say in this case. You can see there's actually a bellows that serves a double purpose. Underneath the Oysterflex, the bellows keeps the watch secure against the wrist while allowing a little bit of a play and some aeration to allow sweat, grit, heat, and moisture to escape from under the wrist. This is, after all, a 100-meter water-resistant sports watch, and being a Yacht-Master, it's one designed to be taken on the deck of your charge. Now, the watch itself is gorgeous. Beautiful detailing extends down the character lines of the strap on both sides. The clasp is everything you would expect from Rolex's in-house EverRose rose gold. Beautifully manufactured. It closes with a reassuring snick and snap, and of course Rolex's EverRose gold featured on the clasp, the bezel, and the case itself features a higher percentage of platinum, such that it's uniquely resistant to tarnishing and fading. So even if it's exposed to the sun, even if you cycle it through chlorine in the pool, it's not going to fade to yellow gold over time, hence the name EverRose. Now, all of the details of the Cerachrom bezel are beautiful. The bezels of the traditional Yacht-Master have always been a cut above those of their Submariner brethren. Originally, they were precious metal bezels with precious metal inserts. Now, you get the combination of the precious metal bezel with the fully relieved, uniquely contrasting finished Cerachrom. So whereas there are typically wells filled in on those featured on the GMT or the Sub C, here you have a unique relieved pattern with polished indices and numerals and a sort of matte base finish to allow for contrast. It's different, it's attractive, and it plays beautifully with this dial. The dial, like the Cerachrom bezel itself, is matte finished, so you have these applied rose gold maxi style indices that really pop. They're quite beautiful in low light, no light, or direct light, and the watch features an evocative red on black printing of the Yacht-Master name. You can see the watch features all of the upscale sheen, the aura, the majesty of the 40mm Yacht-Master, but at the same time it just has better proportions for those who, like me, are rather slight of wrist. But beauty is more than skin deep in this case, because we have a Rolex manufacture caliber 2236, which served as the launch platform for Rolex's Siloxy silicon anti-magnetic hairspring. In fact, it should be called an amagnetic hairspring, as unlike Parachrome Bleu, it is completely immune to the effects of magnetism, as found in high-powered, wired-up home offices and entertainment salons. The bottom line is that this watch Features a superior power reserve, not the 45 to 48 typically seen on Rolex calibers like the 3135, more like 55 to 60 hours, and with that amagnetic Siloxy hairspring, it's also part of the vanguard of the new generation of high-tech Rolex calibers. This is something that's being tested, and being tested with great success in a few low-profile models. The mid-size Yacht-Master, a connoisseur's piece, has been one of the anointed few to receive this new technology. Everything else is to the highest grade. It's held to Rolex's in-house superlative chronometer standard, so it passes the COSC, then it's cased up and tested to make sure it runs no worse than -2 seconds or +2 seconds per day. It's protected by a 100-meter Oyster case. Of course, it has a free-sprung balance. It has a full balance bridge to resist shock-induced timing variations. It has bidirectional perpetual winding, so it doesn't have that unidirectional rotor wobble on the wrist. Of course, you pull the crown to extremity, it hacks the balance, stops the seconds for precise synchronization, and should the watch run down, it does have a quick set function for rapid correction. You can see this pioneer connoisseur's piece, the 37mm Rolex Yacht-Master 268655 in rose gold on our website, watchyouwant.com.